when they do go 5-on-5, and he gives them a little bit more of a burst in that backcourt.
Kenny Atkinson as well as Eric Spoelstra talked about the physicality of game number 1, and they expect this game to be more physical with Miami meeting the Cavaliers as the Cavs open up with possession of the basketball.
Yeah, the Cavs have really improved, I think, in that area. Psychologically, as much as anything, they were much more physical in that game 1. Let's expect that the Heat are going to come back and be a little bit more forceful on that end.
Tony Brothers, Pat Frere, Jason Goebel are 3 officials tonight. Andrew Wiggins up top, Ware getting the rookie involved early.
And that's a positive sign, especially as a young player. Anytime you see the ball go through the basket, it makes you a better basketball player.
And just 2 points in game 1. 3 doesn't go. Khalil Ware played 20 minutes. Here's Hero with a 3 that's short. Allen has it knocked away, but controlled by Mobley, and here's Strus. Mobley attacking the rookie. Top two-handed slam.
And we would not have seen that a season ago from Eric Mobley. He has gotten stronger. He's much more comfortable and confident at attacking with the basketball.
First-time All-Star. Breakout season in his 4th year at a USC. Davion Mitchell started his first 14 games with the Heat after the trade, 5-team trade. He's coming from Toronto as Tyler Hero at the end of the clock.
Yeah, just real good job of being patient and just getting to his spots. And this will be an interesting matchup. Andrew Wiggins on Donovan Mitchell.
They get a switch momentarily. Mitchell, sidestep, jumper, no. And Ware with a rebound. Cavs 1 of 4 to start. Davion Mitchell on the attack, finds Adebayo, and Garland's going to get called for the foul.
Both teams, Matt, early on, playing above the rim. You love the attack, and this is where I think they can utilize Ware. And then how about the physicality by Mobley? Just moves the young fella out of the way and explodes at the rim.
Foul on Garland, his first, and Bam Adebayo, 24 points, 9 rebounds in game 1. A 76% free throw shooter. Eric Spoelstra talked about the physicality and said, that's the world that we like to live in.
And they weren't in that world in game 1, and somewhat understood. You talked about it, the fact that they had to play so many high-octane, high-intensity games to just get to this position, and not a lot of time in terms of the turnaround before that first game.
3 high-intensity games in 6 days, and that 4th quarter just ran out of some juice. Mobley knocked away by Ware. Going big to big. Hero right to the basket.
Yeah, it's a great job defensively, and that's the advantage of Ware. Even though he's raw and has tremendous talent, him playing the 5 allows for Adebayo able to knock down that triple. That's what this Cavs team does well. They shoot it as well as anybody in our league from 3, but it allows Bam to then guard Mobley.
Here's Wiggins, short corner, knocks it down. The Cavs, to your point, have a league best 8 players that shoot 36% or better from 3-point range.
And they got the shooting, but as you see, Garland comes up a little short. But a lot of great shooting is because of your ability to pass it. They've got willing passes. They do a great job of spacing it, and Kenny Atkinson talked about it. You know, he came over some of the little tweaks. He kind of allowed Mobley to take more of that kind of confidence in it. That also helps their spacing. And boy, have they rewarded him with an incredible season this year.
Miami out to a 10-5 start here. And Davion Mitchell waiting on Jason Goebel. The Heat 4 of 5 to start. Some pressure on the inbounds. The Cavaliers 2 of 6. Davion Mitchell up top with Garland on him. Wiggins comes up to set the screen. They get a switch. Wiggins. Spoelstra talked about him. Two-way player. Needed to emerge as that second scorer as Bam Adebayo connects.
Yeah, and not just his scoring, but there, as an example, his ability to make plays. It's so important for you to be able to get 2 feet in the paint with the basketball to create opportunities and spacing.
Strus short. And Ware with the rebound. Adebayo shot a career high 35.7% from 3 during the regular season. Mitchell to Wiggins, quick trigger. And Adebayo keeps it alive for the Heat. Here's Hero. Davion Mitchell with it. Shot clock down to 7. Trying to attack Strus in the paint. Hero sidestep 3. Off the front of the iron.
I will say, though, the shot quality to start the game much improved for the Heat.
And Tony Brothers with the whistle. A little bit of a collision. Davion Mitchell's. You sure about that?
Yeah, there was some contact. There's no question. That's one of those plays, though, where if it doesn't affect the play, oftentimes you don't want to have that call made. Mitchell probably would have preferred the opportunity to attack.
And speaking to Kenny Atkinson as Garland throws it away, he expected this from the Miami Heat. And the question was, how would his team respond?
Yeah, and he talked about it. Like I said, look, I don't know. My first year, I know what we were in the regular season, which was an incredible team where we get after it on both ends. But the postseason brings a different level of adversity. And so we'll get an opportunity to see it here tonight.
Wiggins denied by Allen. Up the top, Mitchell, Spider flying from Garland. Tough to defend that.
Yeah, not a lot you're going to do. A great block by Allen that leads to that transition opportunity.
Adebayo to Hero. Hero. Wiggins has it taken away by Donovan Mitchell, who tries to throw it off of the right foot of Wiggins. Timeout. 6:39 to go. Allen with the denial.
Jared Allen done a great job of leading this transition opportunity, and Donovan Mitchell says thank you.
All right, welcome back to Cleveland, where Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell, they went off in game 1. They combined for 57 points, and they did it efficiently. So how do you stop them in game 2? Well, you insert Davion Mitchell. That helps. I talked to him before the game, and he said, we got to put more pressure on them. We got to be more physical. He said the duo took advantage of second chance points, offensive rebounds, 50-50 balls that ended up getting them open shots and gaining rhythm. And don't forget about Ty Jerome. Davion said there's no drop-off there. He said Jerome's a really good player who makes great reads and can really shoot the rock, guys.
Ty Jerome checking in. He was outstanding in game 1. Had 16 points alone in that fourth quarter. 8-second violation on the Cavaliers. That's already their 3rd turnover. Had all of 8 in game 1.
Yeah, they took great care of the basketball in that first game. That full court pressure, and Max Strus and Co just kind of forgot the clock there. And just extending the pressure, not necessarily always trying to turn you over, but what you're doing is trying to eat up clock to have fewer options when you do get in the half court. That time creates another possession here for the Heat.
DeAndre Hunter, acquired from the Atlanta Hawks, checking in as well. Had a quiet game 1 for the Cavaliers. Wiggins over to Adebayo. Strus on the scene.
You see how they load up on that strong side.
Wiggins with a 3, that's good.
And even though they overloaded defensively, Bam able to get that ball into the paint. Once you do that, that's when you can spray it and get those open threes.
28 points for Ty Jerome in his playoff debut on Sunday. Here's Hunter And pops out. Allen trying to keep it alive, and Hero's going to handle it.
And even though this Heat team only won 37 games in the regular season, and they had that 11-game losing streak, they are a better team than we saw the first half of the year. This group now has a sense of identity. They got a toughness to them.
Adebayo rising up. That three doesn't go. They had to change on the fly after the trade.
And then Eric Spoelstra talked about, even though they lost all those games in a row, it wasn't that they were playing poorly. They were just finding ways to lose games.
Kenny Atkinson acknowledged that, said, this isn't a 10 seed, they're more like a 4 seed as Garland connects. He said it just took the Heat some time to figure things out.
And that is so true, but I tell you what, this is a 1 seed. This Cleveland Cavaliers team, they are loaded offensively, but also terrific on the defensive side as well.
Second best record in the NBA, 64-18. They're in the regular season, and Garland is fouled. And the foul is going to be charged to Hero.
And the ability to shoot the three, even here, it's not bad defense. You know, Tyler Hero's there, but Darius Garland, so pure from beyond. Shot it extremely well. You talked about it earlier. Their entire team shoots the three ball at a high level.
Garland at 40%, second time in his career he shot better than 40% from three. Mobley, Garland, Jerome, Hunter, and Sam Merrill checking in for the Cavaliers. Here's Garland. Garland with a jumper. Down a couple of shots back to back.
I tell you, he's gotten so much more comfortable this year playing alongside Donovan Mitchell as well.
Wiggins attacking. Larson checking in. Played late in game one, seeing early action here. Highsmith also on the court for the Heat, and a foul. It's on Wiggins. It's his first.
Darius Garland just continues to expand his arsenal here. Fade away off that right shoulder, one-legged.
Merrill, air ball, Hunter, and it's out of bounds. It's going to be Miami basketball.
That was a breakdown by the Heat there. They didn't switch that guard-to-guard pick and roll there. Almost cost them.
A couple of adjustments we would expect from Eric Spoelstra after 2 days between games. You have Davion Mitchell with the start. Larson getting in some early action here. Hero loses it. Turnover. Numbers. Mobley right to the iron. Timeout, Miami. A 7-0 run by the Cavs.
Yeah, they're doing it with their defense, and we talked about Evan Mobley and his ability to go coast to coast here. 2-point deficit for the Cavs.
The NBA on NBA TV is brought to you by the Lexus TX. Experience amazing at your Lexus dealer, and brought to you by Dash Pass, your door to all things basketball. Day game at Progressive Field. The Guardians and the Yankees. Yanks take it 5-1. Could be a doubleheader. It's right across the street.
It was almost a doubleheader for me, partner. I thought about going.
Mitchell's going to get called for a foul. A beautiful day. Why not, right?
Yeah, it was a
see a little baseball and see game 2 tonight.
And one thing you've seen here the last few minutes, though, is the Cavs have kind of raised their level, right? They are just a count quicker, a little more physical, beating Miami, if you will, to the punch these last couple minutes.
Pella Larson guarded by Mitchell. Adebayo looking for Hero. Merrill on him. cuts him off. Shot clock down. Adebayo has to shoot. And on the glass, Hunter. 7-0 run by Cleveland. Short for Donovan Mitchell. Everybody calling for a walk. Adebayo behind the back, and Highsmith trying to put his shoe back on. Hero. Shot clock down to 5. Larson ends the run.
I would say big boy move there by Larson. He just moved Mobley there to create some space for the layup.
Ty Jerome rattles it in.
How good has he been? He has just been a difference maker for this Cavs team.
70 games this season, played all of 2 last season because of an ankle injury. And Highsmith, Highsmith delivers.
That was terrific action there offensively. And a great read by Adebayo there to find that corner 3.
Jerome trying to get the ball out of his hands. Mitchell loses it to Mobley, plus the foul.
I tell you what, that was a heck of a play by Ty Jerome, because they had him smothered in the corner. But understanding where Mitchell was, he made a great find and allowed Mitchell to attack and create that opportunity there for Mobley. Watch how but he knows that Mitchell's in that corner. And that's like just trusting your receiver, right? And then Mitchell able to get it over to Mobley for the finish.
Well, he's known him a long time, so he knows where he likes to be, right?
That's a great call.
Mobley, 72% from the line. 1-point game. Davion to Mitchell. Adebayo. Highsmith to Davion to Mitchell. Merrill keeping him in front. And there's Mitchell driving kick and out of bounds. Good initial defense by Merrill.
Yeah, the key there by Merrill is to not allow the blow by. So even though Mitchell gets in the lane, he's still under control and did not have any angle to find that pass.
Cavs have not led here in this opening quarter of game 2. Jerome. Plus the foul. He's feeling it.
Yeah, that's just being a little bit bigger. The patience and obviously the confidence there by Ty Jerome to get the finish. A good initial defense there by Larson, but that last little nudge with the shoulder to create the space and the contact.
Max Strus said, this guy's made for moments like this. He's made for the spotlight.
He is, and he's such a good fit for them. His skill set really fits what they try to do offensively.
Mitchell to Adebayo with a 3. Rims out. And Donovan Mitchell with it. Cavs lead by 2. Mitchell. And there's a foul on Davion Mitchell. That's going to be his 2nd.
Donovan Mitchell just so crafty with the ball in his hand. So savvy as well with creating the contact and putting the onus on the official.
6 of 7 from the line on Sunday. First one is good, and Cavs lead by 3. Trailed by as many as 9, and Davion Mitchell having a word with veteran official Pat Frere, and Davion's going to have to check out, and Hero is in.
Yeah, and this last minute is going to be important because Miami's had a solid quarter defensively, but you don't want to allow that momentum to continue to swing towards Cleveland here. This next possession is going to be big for them.
Mitchell gets both. (18-5) run, the last 4:25 and counting. Bucket Robinson up top to Adebayo. Unable to finish. Donovan Mitchell to the basket. Adebayo quickly ahead. Larson over to Highsmith. Ty Jerome there. Highsmith finds Hero. Good job by Donovan Mitchell. Here's Highsmith with another three here in the first quarter.
And that's an example of getting the ball up the court quick, because then you get cross matches. You get the defense just a little disjointed, which creates opportunities.
5 seconds left here in the first quarter. Ty Jerome up top, no. And the quarter comes to a close. It was Miami early, but Cleveland late.
Yeah, but it's more of a defensive-minded quarter, right, which favors the visiting team.
Cavaliers ended the opening quarter on an 18-8 run over the last 5 minutes. Mobley with a two-handed slam. Garland up top to Mitchell. Bucket for Darius Garland. We go to the second. Let's send it to Nabil Kareem with Eric Spoelstra.
Hey, Coach, what kind of spark did Davion Mitchell give your starting five defensively?
It was Davion on the ball, obviously, but the whole group brought a different disposition. That's what it's going to require just to get into this. And then obviously we have to play well and do things with intention on both ends.
Offensively, how did you like the spacing compared to game one?
The pace or spacing?
Spacing.
Spacing was a little bit better. You know, our turnovers, we have to be strong with it, but that is a credit to their activity.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, thanks.
Cavs by one. Chance here to regain the lead in a shot clock violation.
And that's kind of what we're talking about. That's the one thing this Cavs team has done and improved defensively is they are so much better in their one-on-one matchups, right? So much of what happens on the basketball court and the half court is if you can win the matchup and force a rotation, that's what creates the space. They've done a good job. That possession there, a perfect example.
Larson picks up Jerome. He'll get it across the timeline. Hunter on the inside, fouled by Robinson. Cavaliers started 2 of 6. Since that time, 7 for 13.
His first personal, first team foul in the quarter.
And Hunter to the free throw line.
I tell you, he has been terrific for them coming over. You know, he didn't have a great game in the last outing, but he has been such a good presence for him. He gives them a level of physicality and athleticism off the bench that they were really lacking a season ago. And he's also a guy that can really stroke it from deep.
27 games with the Cavs, 5 starts. He was first in the league in bench scoring, and of course the 3 finalists. Peyton Pritchard wins 6th Man of the Year, but you had Ty Jerome plus DeAndre Hunter.
They probably canceled each other out, really, if you think about it.
Here's Robinson flailing his legs, wanted a call, won't get it. Donovan Mitchell into the front court, crossover. Larson stays with him. Here's Mobley. He can shoot it.
It's such a luxury to have a big that can play in space.
He's got 10. Mobley 4 of 4 from the floor. Last 2 seasons has shot 37% from 3. Robinson, tough shot.
There is no defense for that. That was released before he even had his feet set.
Letting it fly. 3-point lead. Game 2. Mitchell. Here's Hunter.
And it's just demoralizing. They went to the zone and actually were doing a good job, had good containment, but Mitchell with a terrific read and delivery there for that triple.
See why they have the #1 offense. Here's Highsmith with another 3. How about Haywood? Highsmith stepping in. Perfect from the field. 3 of 3 from downtown. Hunter again. Back to back.
Again, I tell you, the degree of difficulty on that shot as well. Again, not a bad closeout, but Hunter does not need a lot of room.
Dial it up. Merrill, the turnover, pull up three, rattle it in. Wow, a barrage of threes.
There was a time when that'd be considered a bad shot, right? But not with this group. Good ball movement. Hunter steps right in and delivers on that triple. And then the live ball turnover, and Merrill steps right into it, knocking it down. Got this crowd rocking here in Cleveland.
TV presented by AT&T. Fortunately, it's not snowing outside. It is inside. Actually, it's just raining threes.
I was thinking rain. Yeah, it has definitely been raining. Both teams really have shot it. 13 made threes combined here in this first half, and we still got 9 minutes to go.
Wiggins. Davion Mitchell. The three doesn't go. And Ty Jerome with the rebound over to Hunter. Miami led by 9, 16-7. Since then, 32-14 run by the Cavaliers. And Hunter out of bounds as we send it over to Nabil.
Hey guys, Evan Mobley is coming off a quiet game one. He's already got more points tonight than he had in the opener, where he looked frankly pretty passive. Kenny Atkinson told me being guarded by Bam Adebayo has a lot to do with that. It is a major challenge. Atkinson said Bam can guard you inside and out. Usually Mobley has the advantage on his defender in one of those areas. Atkinson said he wanted to see Mobley push the ball in transition tonight. We've already seen a couple of times where that's happened. He wanted him to be more aggressive. It looks like Mobley got the message, guys.
Yeah, no question. Started 4 of 4 from the field, 10 points, now 4 of 5. Adebayo, good defense by Allen, hand in the face.
Yeah, the last 3 minutes, the shot quality has really fallen off for Miami. They are struggling to create good looks in the half court.
Cavs by 9, looking to build on it. Jerome shot no, batted out. Jerome on the cut, the feed, the swing. No, rolls it in.
How about the extra pass there by Mitchell to get Merrill that look, and he's able to knock it down.
It's one of the things you mentioned earlier, just the willingness to pass, and it really changes everything offensively for them.
Matt, it does, and Kenny Atkinson referenced that in our pregame, right? He talked about the willingness of his best player to trust his teammates. That's an opportunity where Donovan Mitchell could have absolutely shot it. Would have been a good shot, but that extra pass. And why it's important for a guy like Merrill, you're going to need those guys coming off your bench to have the confidence in knowing that you trust them to take and make big shots.
Ty Jerome picks up his first. Strus along with Allen. Mitchell. Dean Wade checking in. Isaac Okoro. Davion attacking with the left, strong take.
That was a really impressive drive. Did a great job with his leverage of not allowing Jared Allen to get a contest.
His first bucket of the night. Donovan turns, fires. And Adebayo will clear it to Mitchell. 10-point lead for the Cavs here in game 2. Jovic checking in. Nikola Jovic. There's Mitchell. And Davion Mitchell taking over the last 2 possessions for the Heat.
And that's a good job. Again, the pace has picked up here the last few possessions. I think that plays a role for Miami as well with their execution.
Donovan and Mitchell. You pick it up all you want, man. Donovan Mitchell.
It's demoralizing because you know you feel like you're starting to do something, and then they come down and hit a 3, and they are just so explosive offensively.
9 of 16 from beyond the arc. Turnover. It's been an issue here in the second quarter for the Miami Heat. Strus turns the corner, working with Allen. So many options possessions.
They are. They move it so well. They space it. They are very connected.
Duncan Robinson, too strong. Strus fires. Wow! Timeout, Miami. The former Miami Heat. Max Strus, 17-4 run.
You talked about it. It is raining threes out here from the Cavs. Great kick ahead by Mitchell. No hesitation from Strus. Cavs are rolling.
We took the first hit. We responded. Now we just do it for longer. Do it for longer periods. That's all. Great job. Great communication, great activity on defense. Now we get stops, we rebound, we go on. Layup city. Come on.
Layups plus threes. They're 7 of 10 from 3 here in the second quarter.
Yeah. Well, I think threes are layups, the way they're playing. The way they shoot it, they are running to that three-point line as Hero finally ends the drought.
Now you're exactly right. As Strus connects again, now 8 of 11 from 3 here in the second quarter.
And that possession there, that shows you the intensity is dropped off from Miami. That you've got to be a step closer. You cannot allow a guy to catch it off one pass and pull a three.
Jovic just throws it up, and there's a foul. You combine that with the fact that Cavs had 3 turnovers in the opening quarter. They haven't been turned over yet, right? That intensity.
Yeah, and you talked about that last game. The crowd doesn't like this one here. I don't know that I like it either. It looks like pretty good defense there from Okoro. But to your point, they only had the 7 or 8 turnovers in the first game. So they don't turn it over. They move the ball well. They are a tough team to handle.
Let's take a look at the upcoming playoff schedule. NBA TV tomorrow, Denver at the LA Clippers. Kawhi looking like the Toronto Raptor. Kawhi Leonard from 2019 in the last game.
You remember those days fondly, don't you, partner?
I do. Boston at Orlando, Lakers, Minnesota, and Indiana and Milwaukee. For more on these games, please go to NBA.com or visit the NBA app. Okoro corner 3, why not? Why not?
They are feeling it right now.
Like you said, layups. Hero, a free ball.
Yeah, they've got to figure out a way. I mean, that was a good defensive possession because the guy you wanted shooting the 3 would have been Okoro, but he's able to knock it down.
Strus. Wow. What more can you say? It has been electric from distance tonight, 13 of 20. Ware fumbles it. Okoro over to Strus. The closeout. Cutting. Okoro now driving. Wild shot doesn't go. Jovic. Quiets the crowd. Kenny Atkinson calls a timeout. Wanted a call. 59-44, the Cavaliers 13 for 20 from distance.
Welcome back, and it has been the three-point shot that has created the separation. 13 made threes in this first half. How about 8 different guys have made a three? That's incredible. There are times you may not play 8 guys in a half, much less have 8 knock down a three, and Max Strus has been at the helm here, 4 of 6 from deep against his own old team.
And a season ago, that was an issue for the Cavs in the postseason through the first 2 rounds. As Allen, the monster slam. He shot just 31% from three-point range in the postseason.
Yeah, and they're also the lack of shooting, and then I thought their lack of physicality a season ago. That has really also changed here.
Ware, he'll launch it. Okoro with a rebound. One of the things Kenny Atkinson told us that felt like the depth of this roster could wear down to Miami. He's played 10. Here's Garland creating. Garland with the bucket.
You know, you feel like, okay, that's pretty good defense. And Darius Garland just crafty and able to create the separation for the triple.
63-44. Miami respond here in a turnover. And pressure defensively has been turned up. And combine that with the offense.
Yeah, they have done such a good job of moving the ball, spacing the floor, and then when it does break down, they've got guys that can go out and create havoc with it. Mitchell and obviously Garland come to mind.
Doing that. Garland, the hero, handling the rebound. Hero now, spinning. Back outside to Adebayo, shovels it back over to Hero. Another Hero over Allen, the three.
As good as it's been here, this last 220 is going to be important if you're Miami to try to cut into that lead, but you've got to be able to do a better job at the point of attack defensively if you want to. Is Garland able to get all the way to the rim?
The teardrop. And Okoro commits the foul. Coming up at halftime, we'll send you back to our NBA TV studio for the American Express halftime report with Chris Miles, Carlos Boozer, and Quentin Richardson. Coming up at halftime. And a lot to talk about here on a Wednesday night. DeAndre Hunter checking it back in. Okoro out, Strus out as well. Mitchell in for the Cavs. 2:05 to go, first half action. Hero stops on a dime.
Good execution there. And again, it feels like you're down 30, and 16 is not a small deficit, but you're still in this game if you're Miami.
Getting a stop there. Hero on a pull-up. No. And it's Donovan Mitchell on the scene. 65-49. Spider. Three ball. 14 made threes.
Just incredible. There's not much you can do when a team is shooting like this. 14 of 22 from beyond the arc.
10 have played, 9 have scored for the Cavaliers. Wiggins. Second chance opportunity. Jovic in and out. Mobley corrals it. Hunter. No. Allen. And he travels in a crowd of heat.
Yeah. The crowd not happy. There's a lot of contact, it looked like, on Hunter's initial drive there. Kenny Atkinson can't believe they don't get a foul call there.
$19-point advantage. Their largest. First turnover by the Cavaliers in the last 17 minutes. Hero, see ya. Hero, bucket.
Tyler Hero, you know, they've had their struggles, but he has been solid offensively for them here in this first half.
Hero, 15 points, now turns to 17 and has 13 in the quarter.
The question, though, is if you're Miami, can we string together stops? They have struggled to get stops here in the first half.
Consecutive turnovers.
Yeah, and that's one thing that you've got to do a better job. You've got to try and make Cleveland uncomfortable offensively. They have not done a good job of that here for the most part in this first half.
Wiggins the three. Mobley with another board. Eight seconds left here in the first half of game 2. Garland with Hero there. The deep three. Jovic with a rebound, but the Cavaliers lead by 17 with 14 made threes in the first half.
They put on an offensive clinic with their ability to shoot the basketball.
After the break, we'll send you to our NBA TV studios for the American Express halftime report. The Cavaliers outscoring the Heat 43-27 in the second quarter. Game 2 from the land. Halftime.
Say it no more. This is a rude awakening, kicking the door. Back and I'm better than ever before. Don't get in the spirit, I'm ready for war. I'm proving them wrong. Back with the classic, I know it's been long. Heard it was missing me, but I was gone. Spend the victory, back up on time, and it's rapping on. Back at the shit to me, we making history. Fought through the misery, weather the storm. Can't let them get to me, no weapon function.
You are watching the 2025 NBA playoffs presented by Google with first round coverage on NBA TV presented by AT&T as we get set for the start of the second half. Matt Devlin alongside Greg Anthony. 17-point lead, and we saw an NBA playoff record number of threes in that second quarter with 11. Cavs were shooting lights out.
They were, and they got some of them off great defense too, but where they made you pay. Their ability to shoot the three, and we talked about it, 8 different guys, ladies and gentlemen, knocking down a triple. That just puts the defense in a pickle, right? It's just hard to really contain the skill set and their ability, and this is not a fluke. They've shot it like this all season long. They share it, they space it, and they knock down triple.
That's an all-time playoff record. Three-pointers made in any quarter. To your point, they're 4th in three-point usage in the NBA. Better than 45% of their shots are threes. 2nd in percentage. So how does Miami slow that down here?
I think it's going to start with their offense. And believe it or not, they've got to speed up their offense. They've got to get into it quicker and get more opportunities, which will allow them to kind of get their defense set. I thought they had a lot of rushed possessions where they didn't have great spacing or passing, and that allowed that onslaught to start for the Cavs.
Wiggins, 2 of 8 in that first half, opens up with a bucket for the Heat. Mitchell to Mobley. Here's Garland, the open 3. Doesn't go, a rare miss tonight for the Cavs. Garland in the paint. Second chance opportunity, Mobley working against Hero.
They've got it all working, second chance opportunity. But again, you see how their offense puts you on defense. They keep you in rotation. They pass it and space it so well. It creates a lot of challenges for an opposing defense.
+6 on the glass, the Cavaliers. Hero, floater.
And they're just doing enough right now, the Heat, to just stay connected. Just in that range where they still feel like they got a chance.
Davion to Mitchell. Guarding Strus, here's Mobley with the 3. Allen, offensive rebound. Allen fouled by Ware as we check in with Nabil.
Hey guys, I talked to the Heat's assistant coach Chris Quinn at the half, and I asked him, how do you stop the barrage of threes from the Cavs like you guys were talking about? He said, well, 2 things. We got to negate transition threes. That really hurt us in the first half. He said we also got to be harder on our defensive closeouts. As far as getting back into this game, he said, listen, there's no 18-point play. We got to chip away at this thing possession by possession, guys.
8 turnovers leading to 14 points in that first half. So many of those turnover, get out in transition, pull up 3.
Yeah, I felt like the first 5 minutes that the Heat, from a defensive standpoint, were engaged and connected. But over time, that just started to fall down, and they just got further away defensively, right? They weren't in the space, the airspace of the Cavs. That's got to change here in this third quarter.
15-point game now. Hero Off the mark as Allen comes away with a rebound. Donovan Mitchell connects. After a couple of missed threes by the Cavs, Spider lights it up.
Just not a lot of margin for error if you're the Miami Heat against this incredibly explosive offense of the Cavs.
Davion Mitchell crossover in the paint. Ware, corner three, connects and looks back to the Cavs bench like, all right, you're going to leave me open like that?
I tell you, he's young, but the young man's got a chance to be special in this league.
32% on the season from downtown. Mobley, back-to-back threes for the Cavs.
That's just too easy. Just too many breakdowns defensively by Cleveland. I should say by Miami. And that possession is an example of it. They're just not connected. You can see they're overloaded there. Then there's just no rotation. That last line, you've got to be able to close those corners. Those are the threes that you're working hardest to take away. That's just too easy.
Sometimes the hardest, though, to get out to.
Yeah, well, but that's anticipation and having a feel for where the play is going.
Ware disrupted, stays with it, and the rookie connects.
Giving them a nice little boost here, that triple and then that deuce there. Now again, can the Heat defensively, can they stay connected and get some more contests on these shots?
7 points for Ware now, had 2 in game 1 and a foul as Garland was in the act.
Yeah, they just right now, Cleveland getting wherever they want on the floor, and there's going to be a lot of space when you can shoot the three the way they are.
Hero picks up the foul. That's going to be his second. Garland heads to the line for the first time. 9 points, 7 assists. We talked about how they moved the basketball, and Garland with 7 times, Mitchell with 6 in that first half. Don't miss out on your shot at $1 million. Submit your playoff bracket before they lock tomorrow with NBA Pick'em Bracket Challenge presented by Castle. Play free at NBA.com/bracket or on the NBA app. Wiggins going to use the screen. Wiggins spinning, contact. And Mitchell's going to get charged for the foul, and Andrew Wiggins will go to the strike.
Yeah, and Andrew Wiggins is a guy that can win matchups, right? Meaning he can get into the teeth of the defense and give Mitchell credit defensively moving his feet well, but Wiggins just felt like he had to create something there. And this is something else they got to try to do. Only 4 free throw attempts in that first half.
Averaged 19 points in his 17 games with the Miami Heat, had just 14 in game 1. And off to a better start here at the beginning of the third quarter. Six of 6 are the Heat tonight from the foul line. 17-point game. Strus. Here's Garland attacking. Mobley in the corner again. Mobley from downtown. Adebayo in trouble. Hero stripped by Strus. Diving for it. Adebayo finds Wiggins. Cavs recover. Hero the three.
Strus came up limping there. He made a great effort to get the steal, but he tweaked his ankle, and that's a huge triple there by Hero.
81-65, timeout, Cavs. NBA TV is brought to you by Claritin, powerful 24-hour non-drowsy allergy relief, and brought to you by Jim Beam. Best enjoyed together. Please drink responsibly. 81-65. Evan Mobley, 10 of his 18 here in the quarter, already has doubled up his game one productivity.
Yeah, he's been terrific. Not to mention, how about the job they've done on Bam Adebayo? Only 6 field goal attempts. 5 of them are threes and only 1 made field goal. So they have done a number on him as well.
Air ball, the deflection, and then late clock situation for Donovan Mitchell. Miami gets a stop coming out of the timeout. 7:36 left here, third quarter action. Here's Adebayo. Hero, stutter step in the paint. No place to go. Wiggins clocked down. Wiggins. 1-2 doesn't go, and Allen is there.
Yeah, it's all about their point of attack defense. They have been terrific at not allowing you to get to the interior. Oh, great effort there by Wiggins coming weak side to force the jump ball. But if you watch Cleveland defensively, if you notice, Miami is on the perimeter. The ball is not getting into the teeth of their defense, and that's how you create spacing. That's how you put a team in rotation. Their point of attack defense tonight has been terrific.
Allen and Wiggins to jump. Controlled by Miami. Adebayo is fouled in the act of shooting, and he'll go to the line.
And then listen, there's a ton of time left in this game, but you've got to figure out a way to get Bam going if you're the Heat.
Adebayo just 1 of 6, as you mentioned, those 5 threes. And as Nabil said in his conversation with assistant coach Chris Quinn, you can't get 18 just like that. You just got to keep chipping away at it. Adebayo struggling. They've done a good job keeping him on the perimeter. Had 24 in the first game. 22 shots. Successful trip to the line. 14-point game. Under 7 minutes left in the third. Game 2. Cavs lead the series 1-0. And Mobley is fouled by Adebayo on a 3-point attempt.
And Adebayo can't believe the call.
Eric Spoelstra is going to challenge. And they do not challenge many calls. They're just 10 and 8. Just 18 times during the regular season did they challenge a call. But they felt that one was worthy here in game 2. Down 81-67 here in game 2. Eric Spoelstra, coach's challenge. You're also taking a look at this right here as Tony Brothers makes his way over to the scorers table and has a word with the official scorers.
At the review, there is no contact on the 3-point shot attempt. Therefore, the challenge is unsuccessful. When the whistle blew, the ball was loose. Therefore, there will be a jump ball center circle between any two. Miami will lose their timeout due to the mandatory, but retain their ability to challenge the rest of the game.
So a successful challenge. Adebayo, as we mentioned, won't challenge many. Just 18
I was
regular
shocked.
season.
Matt, I was shocked to hear you say they only have challenged 18 times. I figure you just challenge one every game, just for the heck of it. There's never been a game played where an official hasn't missed calls. So
Cavaliers, on the other hand, 64 times.
Which is more so what you would expect.
81-67. Cavs end up with the basketball, and Allen a foul. Davion Mitchell right there.
Yeah, that's something we have not seen a ton of here since the first 3 or 4 minutes.
Going over that screen. Allen picks up his first. Trying to work their way back into it here in game 2. Wiggins attacking. And Ty Jerome with the foul, and Jerome is saying that he fouled him on the floor. Wiggins is walking to the foul line. And Pat Frere saying he was on his way to the rim.
They're saying he had already gathered when the contact had occurred.
Second Heat to reach double digits. Hero has 22. And Wiggins with 10 now. Heat are 9-9 from the foul line.
In this game, in some respects, similar to that game 1, right? It doesn't feel like the game is as close. You know, 13 points with this much time, not a huge deficit, but it feels like the Cavs have just been in total control.
Talking to Eric Spoelstra, you go back to that 4th quarter, they got it down to single-digit deficit. Hunter flies in. The putback. He's got 10 now off of the bench. Wiggins over to Hero. Step back 3. Ware, and Hunter comes away with a rebound.
Hunter just wanted it a little bit more on that possession.
Garland, no. Adebayo there grabs the rebound. Headed our way.
Good hands, partner.
You did not think I had it.
That was good hands there.
Come on.
I got to give it up to you there, partner. That was impressive.
That thing was coming in hot.
With the hands.
Cavalier substitution, number 5, Sam Merrill.
That was, I like that. You still got good form there too, partner. Look like you're ready to let it go.
Look at that. And Paul Evans, our statistician.
That was impressive. You had a better chance of catching it than the Heat did. That's for sure.
Here's Garland. Over to Hunter. Jerome.
You see the difference, but you see the difference the last few possessions. They've gotten to the three-point shooter. They're getting them off that shot much better than they did in the first half.
Up empty after getting that stop. 5 minutes to go here in the 3rd. Allen, and Wiggins commits the foul. The and 1.
That was a great job of the patience there by Garland. Allowed his big to get his head underneath the rim. He had the mismatch and able to get the finish with the harm.
After you get a stop from Wiggins and you go down to your offense, where there's that old saying, there's a reason why you're open right a little bit. Maybe the rookie moves it.
Yeah, and again, not that he isn't capable, but in that situation, that's not the shot you necessarily want.
Hero trying to turn the corner. Highsmith. Shot clock down to 4. Hero, bank shot doesn't go. Ware has it stripped. Miami retains possession.
And that was an example defensively, the Cavs flying, just doing everything they can to get you off that three-point shot. You can live with Hero taking a tough 2 there, and a good job by Ty Jerome coming down, attacking the basketball.
Adebayo back in for the rookie Ware. How about Hero? A little this and then that.
Yeah, he's getting saucy with it. A nice job of using his head and his eyes to freeze the defense there.
21 in the first game, has 24 tonight. And Miami does not like the call. It's going to be his third.
Yeah, that's a tough one. And a lot of times you hate it as a player because the whistle doesn't blow until he misses the layup. If he makes that, there's probably a no call. If you're Miami, can you get this in the single digits before the end of the quarter? That gives you some momentum, a little boost of confidence.
Cavaliers have responded every mini run of Miami. Hero crowded. Adebayo to the cutting Highsmith.
That was a good job of spacing, but again, that's the interior of the defense. When that ball gets there, that's when now you as an offensive player can dictate the possession.
Jerome. Here's Merrill with it. Hunter with Highsmith. Digging in. Shot clock down to 5. Garland looking for room, and the first made 3 in the second half.
That is just a big-time shot by Darius Garland.
He made 18 in game 1. They've made 18 tonight. Highsmith. Too strong, and Merrill tracks it down. 91-72. Back to 19, matching their largest lead. Out of bounds. And it's going to be Miami basketball, and Evan Mobley outstanding here in the third.
Yeah, he was a little quiet in that first game, kind of a feel-out game, but he has put his imprint on this one, particularly as you mentioned, partner, in that third quarter. He knocked down a couple threes, and he has really showed why this team, led by him, has become so good.
Coach's challenge by Kenny Atkinson, mentioned earlier. 42 and 22 during the regular season. Coach's challenge by the Cavaliers.
The ruling on the floor is out of bounds to Miami. The play is challenged by Cleveland.
This official review is presented by Zoom. Work happy with Zoom AI Companion.
Baby girl. Baby girl. Baby girl. Baby girl. Let me see you do your dance. Let me see you twirl. Shake it in the club with your homegirls. Take a pic for the gram, show the whole world. Yeah. Is that your bestie? I'm an ice bowl for y'all like Gretzky. I'm an actual like.
91-72, coach's challenge. Tony Brothers talking to Trey Maddox and Kevin Scott back in the replay center. And the Cavaliers are contending Darius Garland was not out of bounds.
And it did not look like it on the replay. The ball clearly did not go out. The question would have been, did he touch out of bounds? And based on that replay, it did not look like it.
Tony Brothers.
After review, the ball never goes out of bounds. Therefore, the challenge is successful. Cleveland will retain possession of the ball because they had imminent possession. The shot clock will be set at 17 seconds, and Cleveland will keep their timeout.
What a diving save by Garland.
I tell you, and I had just assumed from our vantage point, you couldn't quite see, and the official was right on it. But that was a heads-up play there by Cleveland with the challenge.
Tremendous camera work as well.
Yes.
And catch that angle. 19-point lead, matching their largest. Hunter doesn't go. Jovic, Larson, Adebayo, Highsmith, Hero. Jovic, no. Batted in, and Adebayo with a bucket. Jerome saves it. The cutting Hunter. Right to the rim.
How about the heads-up play by Ty Jerome? Though just didn't give up on it. Gets the steal and the presence to keep it in play for the easy deuce.
Hero. Jovic with the clock down's got to shoot. And it's good.
3 points.
A huge triple there. Not a great possession, but they're able to validate it there with the triple. Back in that zone.
Use it more than anyone in the NBA. 3 straight seasons. Jerome leaves it short. Zone has worked here coming out of that coach's challenge. Just mixing it up. Hero. Bodies all over him. And a foul on Merrill.
Yeah, you see, Tyrone thought he was going to get the finish, doesn't, but does not give up on the play. Great presence to get it back into the court of play there, and a nice find by Mobley. Heads up play there for the deuce.
Hero with 24, his first trip to the free throw line. Needs a little bit of help from others. Let's take a look at the upcoming playoff schedule. NBA TV tomorrow, Denver at Los Angeles against the Clippers. ESPN on Friday, Boston, Orlando, Lakers in the Timberwolves. ESPNU NBA TV, Indiana at Milwaukee. For more on these games, please go to NBA.com or visit the NBA app. Donovan Mitchell, cut off by Adebayo. Turns, fires. And air ball. Jovic now. Pella Larson in and out. Adebayo underneath. Comes away with it, and then Hunter strips Highsmith. Ty Jerome. And we're waiting for that one here.
The crowd was ready to explode.
Spin dribble. Hero gets the roll.
He has just quietly had a terrific game for this Heat team, and now all of a sudden down to 13 in striking distance are the Heat.
Hunter, the 3, too strong, long rebound, Larson. Hero with 27. Jovic attacks. Hunter got a piece of it. And they're going to say that it's Miami basketball. And they're looking over to the bench. They're saying no, not worth the challenge. 34.2 to go here in third quarter. Larson up top. Jovic a 3. And Mitchell with it. They'll hold for one shot.
Yeah, that would have been huge if he could have gotten that one to fall. Now, if you're Cleveland, make sure you get the last possession of 13.
Donovan Mitchell, crossover 3, doesn't go. Adebayo secures it. Hero lets it fly. And it's a 13-point lead for the Cavaliers through 3 quarters of action.
It was just a good effort by Miami to get back into it, but just too much Cleveland in that third.
Miami closes the quarter out on a 6-0 run. Garland from deep. Fourth quarter coming up. Cavs up 13 at the start of the fourth quarter. Here's Nabil with Cavs coach Kenny Atkinson.
Hey, Coach, Evan Mobley has been outstanding on both ends of the floor in this game. What's impressed you the most about him?
No, I think, like you said, both ends of the floor. He's doing it defensively, rebounds, blocks, and then spreading the floor for us, but also driving it to the rim, getting to the free throw line.
Miami continues to make a push here. What needs to be done in this fourth quarter to avoid any kind of drama?
Listen, we're getting good shots. We missed a few shots. They made a run. Just keep our same disposition. Love how we're competing. Love how we're sharing the ball.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, thank you.
22 assists, 32 made field goals, 18 of those from downtown. They were 36 of 81 through 7 quarters in this series from beyond the arc of the Cavaliers. Davion Mitchell pulls up, got it.
Nice attack there against Mitchell, able to get to his spot and finish.
Closest Miami has been since the middle of the second quarter. 11-point game. Merrill launches, spills out.
That wasn't, see, that's an example where Miami's fortunate because that was not a smart decision by Robinson to go double and leave Merrill open.
Cavaliers substitution.
Okoro's checking in. In for Hunter. He's been strong off of the bench with 12 points in 21 minutes of action.
You're Miami. This is a stretch here. You've got 3 guys off the bench. You don't have a lot of athleticism on the floor for Cleveland. Can you make a dent into this lead?
Mitchell powering his way around Okoro and gets the bucket. He had 8 points in the fourth quarter on Sunday. And all of a sudden, a 9-point game. Donovan Mitchell back to double digits.
How timely was that? Just when it feels like Miami is starting to gain some momentum.
Adebayo pump fake. Fading, tough angle, tough shot. Cavs get the stop. Ty Jerome in the corner, gets it back, puts it on the deck. Under 10 minutes left here in game 2. And Mitchell, we're not going to count it. Duncan Robinson, who celebrated his 31st birthday yesterday, commits the foul. Side out of bounds.
Yeah, he had him sized up here, and as soon as he felt that reach in, he just goes up. The crowd doesn't like it, but I thought that was the right call.
Mobley. Double and a travel. Double came on the bounce. And Mobley, too many steps.
And that was a good job of attacking the ball handler there when he wasn't aware the double was coming to force the turnover.
Jovic with the clock down. Makes a move and through Merrill. It's the left hand to go.
Yeah, he's just too big on that possession. Able to get to the rim there for the finish.
10-point game. Up top, batted away by Jovic on the run. Davion Mitchell gives it to Highsmith. Trying to maintain the dribble with Jerome all over him. Jovic, air ball.
Not a bad look, but boy, that was a bad miss. After he had just made such a good play to get that deuce. But on that possession, I thought Mitchell had an opportunity. He just didn't understand. He had Jerome backpedaling. That's one where you just got to go and explode at the rim, understanding who you're going against.
Garland. Merrill with it. Mitchell the deep three. Donovan Mitchell time. They've needed a couple of buckets, and he's delivered with the three.
That's what you need from your best player, right? He hasn't had to do as much because of how electric they've been from three, but when it gets tough, you want your best player to come through.
Davion is fouled by Okoro.
You see here off the attack, just no hesitation on a night where he hadn't shot it great overall, but he has been really good from three, knocking down 5 of them.
He's 30 points on Sunday, 26 career 30-point game in the postseason, as Davion Mitchell will step to the free throw line. Came off the bench in game 1, started tonight. Let's check in. A little mic'd up.
All right? Now, strong with the ball every time you rebound, just like Bam did right there. Nobody's getting stripped or anything like that. All right? Catch and shoots, catch and shoots, catch and shoots.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's something we've seen that's different with this Cleveland team. They are a really physical group. They are so much more improved at their point of attack defensively. They do a great job of creating that shell, not allowing you to live inside the interior of their defense.
11-point game as Garland goes behind the back over Highsmith short. Miami gets a stop. 99-88. 7:55 of the clock. Davion finds Hero, back to Mitchell. Using the Adebayo screen. Has Mobley now on him. In the corners, Highsmith with a clock down. Adebayo. Mitchell's got to shoot. Does. Adebayo on the glass, knocked away. Highsmith open three. Good.
That was a heck of an effort there by Adebayo to keep that alive, to create that second chance opportunity.
They had it to 7 right around the same time on Sunday. Now it's 8 here tonight. Mitchell fouled as it rims out. 7:12 to go.
You see just the effort there, staying with it. Good ball movement there, and Highsmith, who continues to shoot it well, knocking down that triple.
Off of the bench with 14. 4 of 5 from three-point range. Is Highsmith in the first. For Donovan Mitchell is good. Mobley out, Allen in. Strus checks in for Merrill. Nine-point game.
If you're Miami, you've been here before, right? They had some chances in that fourth quarter in game 1.
Davion Mitchell cut off by the presence of Allen. 7 on the shot clock. Hero fires. Jovic, a hustling rebound. Davion Mitchell got it. As a member of the Miami Heat, shot 44% from 3. And a timeout by the Cavs. It's a 6-point game.
And they flipped the script as Miami. They've been quicker to the loose balls. They've been winning that battle here. The last few possessions creates the second chance opportunity. And off night is on.
Coverage on NBA TV presented by AT&T. It's now a 6-point game. And as you mentioned, Davion Mitchell is on. He has 9 of his team's 14 points here in the fourth.
Yeah, and he's been the one guy that has consistently been able to get into the teeth of their defense. And he's also been solid defensively himself. They're going to get a foul on that reach-in. And really, if you're Cleveland, man, this is the first, I feel like in this series, the first stretch of adversity, right, where it feels like Miami's coming. So let's see how they respond here at home as the 1 seed.
They're able to do it in the opening quarter. It was a 9-point advantage for Miami. They responded on the 32-14 run, but here they are in the fourth quarter with 6:30 on the clock in a 2-possession game. Jerome doubled, and it's Davion Mitchell again attacking. You mentioned it earlier. Right about that attack, and this time he went through with it.
And understanding who you're attacking. Strus, Ty Jerome, those are guys that aren't shot blockers. They're coming over, timing that strip perfectly, and then just right into the defense there on that attack. Forces the contact and gets the foul.
Eric Spoelstra told us, and you can see it, right? He said he's got a Heat personality here.
He does. You know, he's one of those guys. He's a bulldog. He's a guy that loves to compete, has improved. You see how well he shot the three since he's come over. And a lot of times as a young player, sometimes you need a change of scenery, an opportunity to kind of reset. And boy, how costly, though, are those two misses.
Time with Sacramento after winning a title with the Baylor Bears. And in Toronto, a 5-team deal involving Jimmy Butler. And there's going to be a foul, and it's going to be charged to Highsmith.
His second, team score.
That one's, I didn't quite see the contact there.
Cavaliers
that looked like all ball from that angle, but
Garland, 14 points, 9 assists. And misses the first. Free throws a little bit different now.
Yeah, a little tighter. It's still, you got to give Miami a lot of credit because it feels like a game that Cleveland has really controlled since about the 4-minute mark in that first quarter. But credit Miami, they have not quit. The belief is still strong. And keep in mind, they haven't gotten much out of Wiggins or Adebayo in this game.
They have from Davion Mitchell in the start with 13. Highsmith off of the bench with 14. Adebayo kicks it. Davion Mitchell the three, and again, you said it, off night is on.
Yeah, and a good job of executing there late in the shot clock.
4-point game. Garland operating in the corner. The three. Hero flies in and handles the rebound. 101-97. Hero attacks Garland. Highsmith to close out by Hunter. Back to Jovic, clock down, he's got to shoot. It touched rim. Adebayo, Jovic after the deflection. Hero sidestep three, no. Missed opportunity.
That's exactly what it was. They had some chances. Jovic has given them some really good minutes with his effort here in this second half.
9.7 rebounds for Jovic. Garland. Tough shot doesn't go. Allen loses it. Jovic. Hero to the iron. 2-point game. Timeout, Cleveland.
Well, we talked about it with the defense show. And boy, has it. It's allowed them to get out in transition here late in this fourth.
11-1 run by Miami. Davion Mitchell, the three. Heat are feeling it. And Hero with the left. He's got 29, and we got a 2-point game. 29 for Hero. His first 2 of the quarter, and it's a 2-point game. The Cavaliers respond here. Strus, Garland, Donovan to Mitchell, Allen and Mobley. Strus with a clock down to 4. Flips it over. Donovan to Mitchell. Oh, what a beautiful shot.
And you could just sense right now that Cleveland a little on edge. That's why it's so important to have one of those guys, and Donovan Mitchell continues to prove he's just that.
22 tonight. Davion Mitchell has outscored. Oh, Adebayo on the feed from Davion Mitchell.
And it's the playmaking from Mitchell there that creates that opportunity.
Foul on Highsmith. Davion Mitchell has outscored the entire Cavalier team with what he's done, and then that hookup to Adebayo, and there's Highsmith running through Strus.
Yeah, and Strus is just smart enough to know when that hit comes to sell it, to get the call and the free throw.
Strus to the line. Into the finals with the Miami Heat back in 2023 when they kind of entered the same way.
Yeah. And he had a great run with them and been a real good addition for this Cavs team as well.
Gets both. 2 key free throws. It's a 4-point game. Davion Mitchell cut off at the foul line. Hero. Crossover. Rises up. Hero has 31.
He just continues to deliver. Boy, how about the step he has taken this season?
Donovan Mitchell. Tough shot. Even Hero went.
Well, he is being a hero himself right now. Donovan Mitchell. That was a really difficult shot.
24 now for Mitchell. The steal. Allen. Critical turnover. .230 to go. Game 2. Mitchell! Spider! Lighten it up! Fans to their feet. Davion Mitchell working with Adebayo in the corner. Highsmith, the response.
How huge was that? It felt like this place was about to explode, and Highsmith with a timely triple to cut it to 4.
Back-to-back games. Donovan Mitchell. He's got 17 here in the 4th. Hero to the bucket with a left.
They haven't had a problem scoring. They just cannot, partner, contain that guy. Donovan Mitchell here down the stretch has been the offense for Cleveland.
Hero with 33. It has been Hero and Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell. Back to back. Here's Strus. Air ball.
That was a huge possession defensively, but Donovan Mitchell, this is as tough as it gets to fade with a terrific contest from Hero. And then the step back triple. Leave it, young fella.
Davion Mitchell to Jovic. Air ball. And it's going to be Cleveland basketball in a 5-point game with 1:11 to go.
Miami is giving it their all. They just have not made enough plays. Jovic is having some struggles here down the stretch.
1 of 7 from 3. Under 10 of the shot clock. Less than a minute to go. Donovan Mitchell on the drive. And it's over the backboard. He thought he was fouled.
There was some contact, but that has kind of been the case all night. This is the postseason, and that's a huge possession. Still plenty of time for the Heat.
Hero with Allen on him in space. Leaves him on his hip. And the foul.
Yeah, that was an easy call. Crowd doesn't like it, but Hero, being crafty as a scorer, got Allen on his hip and able to draw the contact.
Kenny Atkinson looked at Pat Frere and said, hey, I'm going to use my coach's challenge here. And had a successful one earlier. Hero, the foul call. 5-point game. Game 2.
Floor is a defensive foul on Allen. The play has been challenged by Cleveland.
This official review is presented by Zoom. Work happy with Zoom AI Companion.
Tony Brothers, Pat Frere there in communication with the replay center. And a coach's challenge here. Yeah. I think that face says I disagree.
Yeah. I'm not happy with your call.
We got a good one here.
After review, on the drive to the basket, Hero's move is an unnatural move. Therefore, there is no foul on the play. At the time of the whistle, the ball was loose. Therefore, we're going to have a jump ball center circle between any two.
So
That's the second challenge by Cleveland, so they lose their time.
And how fortunate was the challenge there? Right now, at the very least, you take away the free throws. Jared Allen said, I told you.
113, 108, 39.4 to go. Miami trailed by as many as 19.
Now this jump ball becomes huge because there's still time. If you can score, there's still time where you wouldn't even have to foul potentially. If you win the tip, if you're Miami, you can get a quick 2 or 3.
Allen, Adebayo, center circle. Hero and Donovan Mitchell jockeying for position. Controlled by Adebayo in the heat. Davion driving kick. Jovic, 1 of 8 from 3. They got a foul. Adebayo does. Mobley will go to the line.
Now that was a great look, but Jovic has had his struggles. But they had Hero earlier in that possession, but it's really been the Donovan Mitchell show in this fourth. We talked about Kenny Atkinson asked us, hey, let's see how we handle the adversity. Well, when you got that guy, Donovan Mitchell laughed at that adversity. He came up huge in this fourth quarter, big shot after big shot.
6 of 6 from the floor. 4 of 4 from 3, 17 points for Donovan Mitchell. The rest of the Cavs, 0 of 7, 3 points. No 4. 2-possession game.
Substitution number 12, DeAndre Hunter.
Hunter in. Allen out. Hunter, Garland, Strus, Donovan Mitchell, Mobley at the line. 3-possession game and a timeout by Eric Spoelstra.
Yeah, they had 2 left. Now they're going to have to come up with a quick opportunity from 3 and try to get a steal. That's a tough road to travel now that it's a 3-possession game. And boy, did they have an opportunity after that jump ball. They had Hero. They didn't. Davion Mitchell didn't see him though. Jovic was wide open, but in these moments, you want your best players. If you can create a good look, and Hero had it. Mitchell just didn't see him and went on the attack and did the next best thing, which is to create a wide open look in the corner.
Hero 33 tonight with 6 rebounds, 5 assists. In a 7-point game. So take us through it. You mentioned quick 3 ball.
Yeah. That's the whole key. They're going to have to come up with something. You know, ideally, you want to try to get this for Hero, but Highsmith's also a terrific 3-point shooter. I wouldn't be surprised if Adebayo also ends up with an opportunity. He can shoot the 3, and a lot of times that center position can be the best look you can create. But Donovan Mitchell, you see in this 4th quarter, it has been his as he has carried the load here for Cleveland.
He has been electric. To your point, Highsmith 5 of 6 from 3-point range. Hero 4 of 11. Adebayo 1 of 5. 25.7 to go in game 2.
The perfect world. You want to allow this sideline out of bounds to create a catch and shoot opportunity. We're going to switch sides here in Miami.
Davion Mitchell will trigger it in. Duncan Robinson checks in for the Heat. Jovic to the running. Hero stolen by Strus. What a play. Donovan Mitchell, no. Garland cleans up.
I'll tell you what, though, that was a heck of a job defensively on that sideline out of bounds.
Davion gets it 2.
Yeah, and then Strus, the heads-up play with the denial. Just having his hand in the right place.
The anticipation.
That was a terrific job. That was textbook defensively. It is so hard to guard when you're 60 feet from the basket and the guy's got a head of steam. But give the coaching staff also of Cleveland a lot of credit. They had a sense of what was coming with that play, and the Cavs were well prepared to defend it.
It was a 2-point game. 101-99 at the 4:25 mark. Garland at the line. The lead is 8. And when it was 101-99, that's when Donovan Mitchell took over.
He continues to show he is one of the best, literally ever, in the postseason. He has always been dynamic and on display here again tonight.
Hunter on Jovic. Jovic with the 2, 3.9 to go. And a foul. Davion Mitchell on Darius Garland, and Donovan Mitchell leading the cheers. What a 4th quarter. He was 4 for 13 through 3 quarters. And he was outstanding here in the final 12 minutes.
He was, and the team also understands, and that's the key, that in those moments, you know where they want to go. And he was able to deliver. Garland's had his moments here tonight. This is a tough-minded, talented group, Cleveland, well deserving of that 1 seed. And boy, this is going to be interesting.
They combined for 57 in game 1. They have 50 here. And a chance to combine for 51. Garland gets it. And that's going to do it. Cleveland with a scare from the Miami Heat. And they cut it to 2 at the 3:10 mark, 105-103. But the Cavaliers down the stretch, led by Donovan Mitchell, take game 2.
пройдя меж пьяными, всегда без спутников одна, дыша духами и туманами, она садится у окна. И веют древними поверьями ее упругие шелка, и шляпа с траурными перьями, и в кольцах узкая рука. И странной близостью законы смотрю за темную вуаль, и вижу берег очарованный и очарованную даль. Глухие тайны мне поручены, нечеток солнце вручено, и все. Иди, иди за мной, покорной и верною моей рабой. Я на сверкнувший гребень горный взлечу уверенно с тобой. Я пронесу тебя над бездной, ее бездонностью дразня. Твой будет ужас бесполезный, лишь вдохновением для меня. Я от дождя эфирной пыли и окружения храню всей силой мышц.
Oh, heaven knows, men know that I love you so much, Jamila. Ooh, yes I do. You left my world and left me so cold. Now I'm wondering how I'm gonna get you back. Hey, nothing about to make it right. Jamila kiyape mun. Na dawo gida ban ga Jamila ba. Na dawo gida ban ji muryanta ba. Hey, wayo, a neman mun Jamila. Jamila, don Allah gida gida, babu abin da zai raba mu har abada. Jamila, zuciya na ɓaciwa. Gida gida, gida gida, gida gida. Ooh, no matter what people do or say, this love will never die. If I knew I never hurt you so bad, drinking so much, too much women.